to pray. There's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody. This is Kiru's show here. Now, before I do begin the video, for those of you who watch my Ultraviolet series, yes, that's still going on. Secondly, I was going to upload another episode of that, but for what I have planned, the episode would probably be very long. So I thought I should upload another part to this. Now, let us begin. Whenever we last left off, Inko gave birth to Deku, a one-eyed ghoul baby, and Hisashi died from his injuries defending her from one of his old friends and two other CCG detectives. Now, the Doctor and some of the ghouls have made their way to Inko and have found her. The Doctor, not informing these people of exactly what that baby is, just explained to them that it is very important that they help this woman. In fact, she is the key to part of his research. Now, with that being said, they would have listened, arriving to see the scene. Inko, her basically surrounded and covered in blood. There are men at her feet, and a man at her side. Some of them a bit off-putted by this, since she's just sitting there, half awake with her eyes glowing, holding and nursing a baby, trying to get it to calm down, since it is crying. That is a very creepy scene to see, especially exactly how calm she's being. Now, they would get her attention. Her trying to at least stand up and fight, thinking that these are more CCG. Her wobbling to her feet and saying that they will not take her baby. They will never. The Doctor walking forwards, just telling her that she'll be okay. They're here to help her. Her at least smiling for a second, before she actually does fall forward, passing out. The baby on the ground, right next to Hisashi. A bit curious as to exactly who this man is, unsure as to what's even going on. The Doctor walking over and picking him up, and then ordering his men to get this man in Inko and help them into the vehicle. The CCG friends call their man, and he will take care of their bodies. In fact, he believes that she will need the nutrients, especially after what she's had to go through. Now, they would leave, take Inko somewhere safe and get Hisashi buried. Although that was a bit iffy, since the name, yeah, he used to be former CCG, so it did at least pop up on record that he died. The coroner having to falsify some reports, since he is a ghoul. He's able to mix up certain paperworks, and at least what he's had to do for operations. Now, that would mean that they were able to get Hisashi buried. However, the reason for his death was a tragic accident. Very unfortunate. Now, with that being said, in the next couple months, Inko would be regaining her strength, along with going back and forth in between the coffee shop. Now, the first time Inko went back, she actually did not take Izuku. Going to one of these places and, well, his ability not to being able to control his eye sometimes, that would draw a lot of attention. So for right now, he's staying with the doctor. In fact, that man right now is the only one that they can really trust. Inko, not aware of exactly what this doctor's been doing. Unaware of the RC cells that were coursing through her system. The ones that weren't natural or presence. Now, with that being said, the doctor would be taking a bit of blood samples from Midoriya and making sure that he at least stays healthy, as he likes to tell Inko, since he himself has never encountered a natural-born ghoul. Only some freaky science experiments, as he likes to call it. Now, with that being said, Naruto does sit down at the cafe. This is whenever the bartender or the man in the finely pressed suit would have walked over and actually set down a hot cup of coffee, saying that he does remember her face. In fact, if he's not mistaken, she liked it plain with 2 sugars, and at least the spoon, for the occasional stirring. Her just saying that that is actually a very good guess. How did you know? Ah, well, you used to come here a lot with that one man, but I'm guessing he's no longer in the picture, is he? Inko just looking up at him, the look on her face telling him everything. The man seeing it. That man she was with was not food. He was something more. As he does at least look at Inko. She's weak. She looks weak. I'm sorry, ma'am, have you been eating enough? We can help you, you know that, right? This is a cafe after all. Inko asking the man if they can talk in private. And him agreeing. Walking her to the back. Now, with that being said, Inko would start going off in the sky, saying that he has no idea what she's been through, and what she's had to do. Her husband died. In fact, along with that, she has a baby she needs to take care of. You don't understand exactly how hard it is to look after a half, as she would just go to close her mouth. She's been, well, pent up with all this. Those 3 guys were at least able to last them 3 months. And she has at least been able to go out and hunt. Yeah, it's a bit odd. Especially since he keeps almost encountering heroes. Now, with that being said, the bartender wouldn't say a word, just saying half ghoul. Inko taking a step back. The bartender is just saying that he knows exactly what she's talking about. In fact, well, I myself have a half ghoul child. Then again, you are lucky. I did have to abandon mine. I'm unsure exactly where they ended up. So, you are always welcome here, at Inteku. Please do understand that. We will welcome you with open arms and help you. In fact, if you do have a child, then we recommend that you at least make sure they are safe. Being a ghoul, especially a born one, isn't easy. Their life will be treacherous, indifferent, shunned from humans, shunned from ghouls, seen as a delicacy. In fact, well, I'm not so certain that you can trust that doctor. Inko not really sure what he means. As he was just going saying, that from his idea, doctors, especially ghoul ones, have vivid imaginations. They don't have to follow the medical law, or the law of science or nature. If they wanted to, they can mess around with things, try and shift them, take them apart and put them back together. How do you know this doctor isn't doing that right now? To your baby. The bartender putting into her head that this looking after, or the health checkups as she calls them, or is told by the doctor, may be something different. He might be experimenting on Midoriya. Her getting a bit angry and leaving. Now, let us cut to about 4 years later. Midoriya is a young boy, and in fact, most of his life, he's spent inside of a small apartment. He does go outside and try to play, though his mom does stress the details that he is not ever going to tell anyone about that eye of his, especially because of what can happen. You will be called a villain, dear, and being called one of those isn't something you want. In fact, the way we have to live our lives is just because. But, but Mom, can't I tell anyone? No, I'm sorry, dear. Listen, we risk a lot just to get you this far, okay? In fact, during that time, things have been different and difficult. Do you understand? Inko trying to stress how much things have changed. Midoriya's life consists of a bit of differences from canon. Instead of him being a bit shy and, well, heroic about everything, his personality, he's a bit similar, or at least the same, in some regards. He knows about his power. He knows about his abilities. However, he is shied away from using them. He can reveal the super speed or the super strength. That's fine. That's good. Although the eyes are the main concern his mother has. If he ever gets to the point where he has to show the eyes, then he has to run. He has to do something. Make sure no one sees it. In fact, that's something that she stressed whenever they were eating. In fact, it's still odd. He is shy because he wants to keep this secret. Tries to keep to himself, as his mom told him just to keep his head down. And try to, at least, act a little different. Now, with that being said, you do have what happened 2 years ago. Inko, whenever Midori was 2, she was paying closer attention to these doctors' health checkups. One day she actually found him drawing a large amount of blood from Midoriya. And, well, that was the day she tried to get him to stop. She told him that he has gone too far, and that she wants to know exactly what these medical tests are. The doctor explaining his vivid details. Your son is a masterpiece, created by nature, barely even chugging along, by science interference. Your son is unique. I will say that again. I will not hide it. In fact, he might be the One-Eyed King, the prophecy reborn, the scientist becoming a bit more like a cult leader, and trying to explain it. As Inko, she would grab onto Midoriya, telling him that he needs to make sure to keep his eyes closed. You understand? As she would watch him nod, and he would just close his eyes. Inko holding him in closer and beginning to release her Kagune as it begins to come out of her back and, and just begin to attack. Now, the ghouls surrounding them will begin to try and attack, taking Inko down. In fact, she is something that's been interfering with their plans for quite a while. If they take her down, then they can proceed and feed the One-Eyed King what he needs to become powerful once again. Inko cutting through and stabbing through quite a lot of these other ghouls, taking them down very fast, along with the fact that she is trying to avoid getting damaged. And anytime they do try and hit Midoriya, or at least get her to drop him, she does maneuver her Kagune, shifting it and turning it different ways to attack them, along with actually getting it to wrap around one of her arms, as she does use that to shield and defend Midoriya, while the other three are attacking, piercing into and stabbing a few of these ghouls, hitting them right where their RC sacks would be. Now, she would do that and she would just begin to keep stabbing into them, take out all of their intestines, along with actually smashing a few of their heads, making sure that they won't get up. Inko doing one simple thing, setting Midoriya down and telling him to keep his eyes closed, along with actually cover his ears and sing a song. He does not want to hear this. As she begins to walk forwards, the doctor, injured, on the ground, not saying a single thing. As Ingo, she begins to tear him apart with her bare hands. While Midoriya, he is just looking down and singing a song to himself with his eyes closed, trying to drown out the scream. It is difficult and bad. And Midoriya doesn't open his eyes for what feels like a while. Inko taking him away from this place and heading to Inteku. It's being very early in the morning, as the bartender, who is still cleaning up, is polishing a glass and is actually running things a bit later than usual, taking out the trash for the night and coming back in. As soon as he does, though, whenever he does walk inside, he does see the woman sitting at the bar with a young child. Him asking her if she is okay, and her turning to him, her eyes red, and her face and clothing covered in blood. As she would just say that he was right. Him quickly getting a towel and asking her if anyone followed her. Her explaining that no, no one did. She made sure there was no one to follow her. Along with that, if you do hear about this place being burnt to the ground, don't pay any mention to it. It was a electrical fire. Let's just say that. My, miss, you are a bit strange. However, you are intriguing. Now, are you too hungry? Inko at least thinking for a second. She's a little peckish, but she doesn't want to binge eat. Not anymore. She needs to stop doing that. Then again, she does need to get stronger in order to protect her child. No, she can't cannibalize. Draws too much attention. No. This is whenever the bartender would at least prepare a little bit of coffee, handing Inko a glass, and Midoriya smelling it. Now, Inko would leave to the back room and head down the hallway. The bartender talking with Midoriya, and actually giving him a little bit of coffee. Midoriya at least trying it. It is a bit weird, but it is delicious. Inko getting a change of clothing, and at least showering, getting the blood off of her. As whenever she does walk out, she is in she's in a pair of pants and a loose shirt. Let's say it wasn't a good fit, but it's at least something to wear. The bartender stating that it will at least work for now. Tomorrow she could possibly go get her belongings, and they can find a place for her, since they do at least have a steady supply of bodies at the moment. And for right now, they have a room open. The ghoul that used to live there, he does at least, well, there might be more clothing in his room. And hopefully there's something else that will fit you. Inko walking to the room and sitting down. And, at least, getting Midoriya to try and calm down. 2-year-olds and coffee does not seem like a very good mix. He is at least a bit energetic before he does eventually fall asleep. And, well, yeah. They do try and get things set up from there. Anyway, guys, I do hope you enjoyed, and have an amazing night.